moving on to the bad OCs, we're going to go back in the same order we presented good OCs and take a look at what Commander brought on. So, Commander, tell us all about your bad OC.
So this is Kawaii.
Oh my god. Oh no. No.
Starting off strong with a name.
No.
Okay, let's do this.
No.
I collect myself. Just the reaction is exactly what I wanted.
I love it.
From that name.
I love it.
I'm not fucking around though. That this pony is named Kawaii. They're 17. Her cutie mark is a Mario star for game design. Her occupation is that she designs video games, specializing in graphic and character design for non-magical interfaces. As a small part of a development company in Manhattan, which actually is that part's actually not that bad. She let's see, for her personality, she's not afraid to talk to people. She's not too particularly girly, but she likes messing with like how she looks and stuff like that. She sees herself as a living canvas and likes to make herself stand out. She loves attention when she gets it, but is okay being alone if she's occupied. She's self-confident. She spends a lot of time talking to her, she spends a lot of her time online, which many equestrians don't quite understand, because I guess the internet's not too big of a thing. Her interests are video games, obviously, modern Japan, particularly language and pop culture. Interesting facts: the rainbow stuff is not natural.
Oh, thank God.
You at least have that.
Okay.
That is dye.
God.
Okay.
But she dyed them to be more of an individual. Her accessories vary, but her blue bracelets with the pink hearts and purple leg warmers are always constant. Let's see. She's of the equestrian equivalent of Hispanic descent on her mother's side, and then Japanese, I guess, on the father's side. And she's really not good at, she's not that good at singing, but she sings anyways. So at least there's heritage. But who the fuck would name their child Kawaii?
Seriously. What does your name have to do with your cutie mark or destiny at all in the slightest?
That's a good question.
Because
that's a very good question.
That's a question we don't bring up enough on this show, because there are a lot worse offenders than just this one.
And they just
man.
recently broke their own dang rule, didn't they? With that, they just supported your argument with the recent things, didn't they? Yep. That sucks.
For you.
It's unfortunate though, because I actually like, if this were like if the occupation were for like on a different OC, or they reworked this OC a lot, the occupation itself is actually pretty good. I would obviously change the design of the cutie mark a lot.
Yeah, for reasons.
And then make the name fit with it. But I think that that specific bit as a starting point could actually work for an OC that I really like. One thing that I want to note that I don't know whether it'll make you hate it more or hate it less. This is actually not a Pony Sona. They have a different pony that is their Pony Sona.
Hate it less.
Like, if you stripped away all of the accessories and all the stuff, I mean, I'll just talk about that first. The coat color is just a pretty inoffensive brown. I mean, it's not nothing too. It's nothing too great. It's nothing like too bad.
Beige.
It doesn't hurt my eyes. So yeah, it's like a nice beige, and I like the eye color.
It'd be pretty solid if it didn't have all of
and
that.
then the mane, I think, is a bit too dark.
Yeah, and a bit too saturated.
It sort of puts it like makes everything else go. I don't know. I'm trying to think if it goes way to the background when it should, in places it shouldn't.
I guess.
Does that feeling? Just because it's contrasting with like being so much darker. Darker things have a tendency to like sort of seep back.
I guess.
For those accessories, why? What is the reason for the ones that are constant to be constant? Is it just like she just loves them that much? Like, is there a reason for it? I mean, either way, you say something about it. Maybe, I don't know. if you're gonna bring it up that those ones in particular are the only ones that stay there no matter what she does, I feel there's bound to be a reason. This pony, I mean, they have some good base points to work from. The base colors are all right. The base idea of the job and stuff like that, and the talents are all right. But I would work if you're gonna go with the whole sort of likes to be artsy with herself. Maybe try to make it a little bit more aesthetically appealing. I don't know how to do that exactly. I personally just wouldn't do it because I wouldn't know how to do it. But that's just my opinion. At the very least, change the name. I mean, or also make I don't know.
I think the name is the worst part about this entire thing.
It sets you. It starts you off on a bad note, and makes it so you view the rest of the OC in a more negative light.
Thank you for that one there, Commander. We're going to have to move on to our second bad OC of the night, which is back over to Changeling. So, tell us about your bad OC.
This is, I believe Nightmare.
Yes,
I think Nightmare is the thing's name.
That is her name.
It is a ghost. Okay, it's time for a little secret. Nightmare is not the average pony. She's a ghost pony, a little monster at heart. She's probably one of the worst ghosts ever. In the sense that her nasty little plans always fail.
So wait, she's not bad as in she's gonna mess with you. She's bad as in
she's like a shitty.
She's a bad
just a
ghost.
Shitty ghost.
She just sucks.
Aesthetics. She got messed up. She messed up. Like, she has bones. And this change. She lost the fight with a fence. It's a ghost. It's black and kind of just black.
How do you fail at scaring when you look like that? Like, base on out, you should be able to win all scarings.
Like, I know Mom, dude, that's scary. That's real fear.
Yeah, and we freaking scream every single time we see him, and he's not nearly as terrifying as this on Terrifying. He's just really, really ugly.
Hey, he's not even trying to scare us.
The love. It's just so overwhelming. I can't.
You can't get love from a changeling.
This is true.
It just doesn't happen.
It's a ghost.
It scares people. It's bad at it.
Didn't tell us when it died.
Or how it died.
It's just dead and it can't scare people.
Why there is change.
I mean,
ghosts just have chains on them. Don't you know these things, man?
They're chained to this mortal world.
For what it's trying to be, I think the coloring is okay. I mean...
Yeah.
It's black.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a ghost specific... Well, I mean, her name is Nightmare, so... I mean, based on the fact that she's probably specific purpose to scare things, a dull gray color palette works. I'm just not sure how she fails at all.
Not the best concept, though I like the idea that it's they're a bad pony, they're a bad ghost, as in they suck at their job.
It's interesting, and I don't think I've ever heard it before, but this has no way of us knowing how it actually goes.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't expand upon that idea at all.
I don't have a lot of words. Don't name it Nightmare. That's stupid.
Well, I mean...
No, it's just stupid.
If that's its point, I don't think any word should... I mean, if it's in the English language, Hawaii, if it's a word that's like an adjective or a noun or things that can actually be used as names, then it has a chance. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt, and in this case, I'm okay with it.
As long as it wasn't her actual pony name.
Yeah, as long as she wasn't born as a pony with the name of Nightmare and then died and then had this, because that's a little too far into Destiny, and I'm not okay with that.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Moving on to the next bad OC, we're going to take a look at the OC that I brought this week.
The OC that I almost brought, but then I saw.
So it's a bad OC, right? So it's yours?
Yes, it's mine. This week's
Juris Caveat. Yeah.
Every fucking week. So, me and Commander both have a theme this week of brightly colored things.
Oh,
so,
man.
Rainbow
no.
Fire...
It just gets better, doesn't it?
Rainbow Fire
All the
is
time.
16.
Oh my god.
She was
Slightly
16.
The same age.
I was like slightly younger than
Same age when the accident happened.
Oh god.
Her talent is changing the color of fire with herbs from the Everfree Forest. Her kitty mark is a red, yellow, and blue fire. She is a Pegasus. Her traits are that she is kind, calm, and not easily angered. She likes the color red,
So she's
nature.
literally the opposite of fire.
That's the
Yes.
opposite.
Yes. She likes the color red, nature, and making tea from the herbs in the Everfree Forest. She dislikes being called weak or disabled. Her backstory is that
she
when she was
disabled?
wandering in the Everfree Forest looking for herbs to make a tea, she came in contact with a timber wolf. She tried to run away, but she was trapped. The timber wolf attacked her right side only, biting and scratching at her.
What?
After most of her right side was gone, the timber wolf carried her to the edge of the forest. Icy Flame Rider was walking along the edge of the forest when she spotted
The best friend.
she
The
spotted the
best
best friend. She took Fire to Ponyville Hospital, and she immediately went into surgery. After 13 hours of surgery, she was in the recovery center of the hospital. A month later, she woke up in the middle of the night and saw her mother crying by the side of her bed. Her mother looked up, explained what had happened, and gave her a mirror. She was surprised by her new appearance. She asked about her wing and looked to her right side, and there was a metal wing. Her mother used her magic to power the wing. Whenever she went outside, she would always wear a cape and hood to cover her so she won't be teased. I have many questions about this pony. One, how did she get to this point? With other ponies we've had on the show, we have a lot of backstory on what they were like as a child or what went into them getting their special talent. Nope, this is just straight up their special talent is changing the color of fire. And then one day we're just told that she goes to the Everfree Forest and to get the herbs and stuff for a tea, and she was attacked by a timber wolf on the right side. One,
Seems like
why only the right side? Two,
No, the right
if-
side's the good side.
I get that, but why? Then my second question is, if the timber wolf was clawing her up and she couldn't move, why did the timber wolf just say, well, I'm done. I'm going to go carry her to the edge of the Everfree Forest and leave her there? It's like, sorry, why not just eat her? She's passed out.
The Timberwolf carried her to the edge of the forest.
Did this timber wolf already have dinner, and all of a sudden now it's like, well, I'm not that hungry. I'm going to have half of it, and then I'm going to save it for later. Is that what happened here?
The only thing that makes sense, the single only thing that you read, and I went, you know what? Okay. Was the dislikes being called disabled, and I was like, you know what? That's probably the only thing someone put some thought into. Because, dang, that sounds right.
Because, man, no one would actually be going around toting this. Like, look, guys.
Shoot, changes in color of fire. That's funny. Way to work that
That's
into
pointless.
the story.
No.
Oh, wait, you didn't?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, wait. The entire story is actually just about the incident and has nothing to do with the actual character herself.
Or why they do this, or what purpose
Also,
there is.
just really quickly, like, I'm sorry for going into aesthetics, but what the fuck is that other wing? Like, the non-fucked up one.
Also, I don't like her cutie mark because it looks like a pineapple. Looks like a big pineapple with a smaller pineapple and a tiny pineapple.
I can see it.
Yep.
I can see it.
I get that the reason why the main is the colors that is because of fire, though I don't like the color choice, but I feel that even though, yes, you can have blue fire, that blue does not work for the purpose of... I guess maybe it's because it's rainbow fire, but that just seems weird. It just doesn't look good against those other colors.
These colors are terrible. They can be fixed by making them not so saturated and making them not so bright and out there. I appreciate that her mane and tail colors are not rainbow colored, but yet at the same time,
They are literally the most generic fire colors, though. Like
orange, yellow, and purple.
Except for maybe they toned down the red a bit. I'll give them that, but not enough.
Well, they toned down the indigo,
I guess.
sort of.
Let's move on to the last bad OC of the night, and we're going to take a look at what Smooth has, which is his good part too.
This is Coco. She's a little bit younger than the main six. She lives near Niagara Falls.
No, damn it!
I was afraid of
That's
that.
my favorite one.
That's an actual canon place.
Disgruntled horse noises.
She likes playing with friends, dancing, and making her family proud. Dislikes bullies, violence, ponies who ask too many questions, and flying for long periods of time. I feel like those first two are kind of courses, and the second two are like, okay, those are actually
the second
dislikes
two
that
are what happened
define
when you
anything.
question the first two. They knew it was coming. They were like, no.
Her personality is described as nice and clumsy, or unfocused. For backstory, she lived with her family in the Everfree Forest. She didn't really talk to other ponies, except her brothers, when she was lonely, so she was pretty lonely. One time, her family went out for a stroll, and her parents got attacked by timber wolves and were killed. Coco and her brothers were forced to fly away and live with their grandmother near Niagara Falls. There she talked to more ponies and had a social life at all in the slightest. And she made some friends, but she was still sad that her parents were dead. And she still lives up for the future, though. She got her cutie mark when, as a filly, she lived with her grandmother, and her grandmother, by the way, owns a tea shop that always had the best and most high quality of teas, and some special guests arrived. Coco was in charge of serving those guests, because it was a test to see what she had learned from her grandmother's teachings. She listens patiently to what the guests wanted, but when she went to get the actual ingredients, she couldn't find them. She searched and searched, but found nothing, and soon the guests were getting angry because they were waiting. Coco then decided to mix up her own batch of tea, and when the time came for the guests to have their tea, they instantly loved it. From that day, the shop was the most famous tea shop in all Equestria. I have a few different things.
That last line really.
I have a few different things. One, they ordered a specific kind, so you gave them something else and they loved it anyway, for one
They were
thing.
like, this is beautiful. Everybody come to this tea shop. And then everybody came to the tea shop. And it was the most famous dish in all of Equestria.
2, most famous in all of Equestria. 3, now man, I am really rolling with this thing that we never say ever. Cocoa. Hot chocolate. Tea.
The fuck?
That's a good point.
I'm not a tea aficionado, but when is cocoa used in tea?
Fuck all never.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Also, by the way, real quick, this might be generalizing because she's, her name is Coco, and she looks like she would be Coco, like hot chocolate.
She does.
Yep.
So
why is it?
did she get like a straw man destiny?
A straw man does.
Like, she was perfect for having some kind of hot chocolate thing, and then all of a sudden, nah, let's divert it just a little bit. It's actually tea. What?
Horse God was having a really shitty day and decided to fuck with someone.
I feel like it's just that part that I really don't like.
Yeah, it was okay. It was nothing too great. Nothing I would like rave over, but nothing that I would like get upset. I mean, and even once you point out the discrepancy between the name and design and then the actual talent, that thing that kind of bugs me. But it's that last line that really
Seething rage.
just like I literally
Audible seething
you got
rage.
to it, and I literally was just like,
Why is
Oh
it
my
in
God.
cocoa and it makes tea?
Yep.
You see? This is what actually happens. This is what happens when we actually realize, wait, there's a very big discrepancy between the name and what they're actually doing.
Who
Yeah.
let this happen?
Hopefully we point that out in future episodes. We probably won't. Moving on from the word portion, though, looking visually now, I'm not a gigantic fan of the color palette. I feel like, for one thing, the browns seem a bit too not pastel colors for the pony world. Also, the wings clash very painfully against them.
For some stupid reason, like that.
Yep, that pink is horrible. My eyes hurt.
I'm not okay with pink on brown.
I don't like it at all.
I don't like it, but it looks a lot. I'll say that it looks a lot better on the wings than it does in the eyes. In the eyes, it looks particular. I think that.
I was going to say the opposite.
It looks.
Though it might be the fact that the eyes are right by that really, really, really dark brown, and like one of them is surrounded by it. That might be influencing that.
Yeah, it's better in the eyes, but those wings are not good.
Either way,
I don't like
brown and pink are generally colors that don't go well together.
Especially
this is, I'd say,
if you make it like a tan brown, where it's so light brown that it's not really brown, it could work.
Tan could possibly work, but then
not this brown.
Yeah,
not this brown.
Tan probably as the coat color because everyone uses tan as the coat color, so it might as well.
Yeah.
What for the mane though? What would go well with tan and pink? One
little thing that I like, I don't particularly like, unless it was, I don't remember if it was specifically mentioned, how on most of the pictures, there's all these stray little hairs, but then on the wet mane, there aren't. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of all the stray little hairs to begin with, but I like the fact that there aren't on the wet mane.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that just makes sense.
Because, that literally just makes a lot more sense.
So good on you for that.
A nice attention to detail there.
Logic.
Random thought, also. Pinky is once again a measurement.
Is it?
Age a little younger than...
Ooh.
Measurements.
Well, this is main 6.
Sort of.
This is main 6. And we know there's at least a year difference between Pinky and Fluttershy. Exactly. It's the only one we know for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
But I'm
so then, Pinky is probably the youngest, meaning she's a little younger than the main 6, meaning Pinky.
Oh, snap.
Well, snap. Measurements. I win. Get out. It's Coco.
Don't worry, Changeling. I got you back.
Yeah.
We've been at ends at some parts of this episode, but man, I got you back.
Fist bump. It's for the hive, fam.
Yeah.
Moving on to the final portion of this show, which is the voting. So, just like we do every week, we are going to vote on who we like the most. So, going back over them, I brought on Wind Note by Suited Pandas. Commander brought on Silk Tea by Eve of Halloween. Smooth brought on Tulip Two-Step by Rika the Fallen. And Changeling brought on, I think it was Quinn?
Vote for me.
Cheerin' the Changeling by Quillname.
Vote for me.
So, going back in the same order we presented in and not voting for the same pony you brought to the party.
I think I'm going to have to give mine to Wind Note.
Cool. Changeling?
Shoot. Oh, where'd it go? I had it. Oh, jeez. The, Silk Tea.
Sweet. I am probably going to give mine to Silk Tea as well. Smooth?
I'm going to give mine to Wind Note.
Sweet!
Oh,
so,
snap.
Looks like we have a tie on this show, and so just like we do every week, whenever we have a tie, we settle it with a rousing game of rock, paper, scissors. So, since we don't have any webcam, we just simply have to say what we got. So, Commander, are you ready to finish this tie?
Oh, I'm ready.
Oh, sweet. So, 1, 2, 3, shoot.
What'd you get?
Rock. 1, 2, 3, shoot.
What'd you get?
Scissors.
Aw, damn.
Yes. I win this week's good OC. Congratulations, Windnote and Suited Pandas, for winning this week's good OC. So, continuing on, we're going to take a look at bad OCs. So, going back over them, I brought on Rainbow Fire by Earth Rainbow Kitty. Commander brought on Kawaii by XX off on a tangent XX, and Smooth brought on Coca by MLP Fan Forever 12, and then Changeling brought on Nightmare by Nightshade Warrior. So, just like before, going back in the same order we presented in, and not voting for the same pony you brought onto the show, Commander.
So, I mean, I'm going to stick with the one that I was initially going to bring on the show and vote for Rainbow Fire.
Cool. Changeling, who do you vote for?
Kawaii takes the cake.
All right. I am probably going to give mine to Kawaii as well.
I'm going to give my vote to Rainbow Fire.
Sweet! So that's 2 ties that we have to solve with the same 2
Hit
people.
me up,
So,
hit me up.
Changeling's got no votes.
Rock, I'm doing rock. Rock, paper, scissors,
So,
hit me up.
Commander, how are you ready?
Now, fucking sure. What'd you get?
I got rock.
I got scissors.
Aww.
Yes! That's 2 for me. Shutting it down this week.
Oh, man.
Congratulations, Rainbow Fire and Earthly Rainbow Kitty, for winning Bad OC this week. So, bringing that episode to a conclusion, those were the OCs that we've had on the show. Who wants to do the plugs?
You can find us at EuroCSucks at DeviantArt.com, at EuroCSucks at Twitter.com, EuroCSucksPodcast.gmail.com, and EuroCSucksPodcast.tumblr.com.
This show is also supported by the lovely people over at Patreon.com. You can support this show by a small monetary donation every week. Go ahead, just head on over to Patreon.com/EuroCSucks to become a patron today. Changeling,
Hi.
I love you.
I hate you.
You know that.
I mean, what?
Yes, that is something that we both adamantly feel
You're my
about each other.
favorite, Jameson.
What do you want to plug? You got a SoundCloud, you've got a YouTube, right? Where can we find those at?
Yeah, boy, follow me on SoundCloud and YouTube and Twitter, and if I forgot anything, it's in the SoundCloud link. And if you're going to ask me what the links are, literally, it's just search my name. If you could spell my name right, good job. You can
That's
search it.
CHANG31ING?
Good job.
Okay, sweet. I don't know why
I was waiting. I was almost praying you screwed it up, because I'd have been like,
I've got to go change a couple of documents that I made for you then.
Your video spelled my name wrong, and you think I didn't see that, but I saw that.
Thank you, Changeling, very much for being on this show. It's always a pleasure talking to you. Hopefully I get to see you out at another con sometime soon, because it's always fun to hang out with you.
Yep.
So, that has been this episode. Join us next week for our super spoopy Halloween episode.
Super spoopy.
That is going to be awesome.
Spooks.
Come on out. We're going to have fun. We're going to have candy.
You'll spoop your pants.
It's going to be the best. And I can't wait for next week's episode. So, in the meantime, my name is Mumfight Thunderbirds. This week I've been joined by
Commander Sparkle.
Smooth sailing.
Changeling.
And remember, Euro C sucks.